today's video, I am going to be doing a story time thing. So I'm going to start this now, and if you hear air, some noises, it's from that thing right there. Anyway, so I'm going to be starting this new series. I don't know what this is. Okay, I am going to be starting a new series, and it is going to be story times. Basically, it's gonna, I don't know, it's gonna be all summer, or like maybe, I don't know, but I'm gonna post a video once a month. This is gonna be this month's video. So yeah, it's just going to be an experience or something that has happened in my life. So yeah, it's like story time. So yeah, today's story, I feel like I'm reading a book to little kids. Today's story is about Beauty and the Beast. No, today's story is about how I almost got kidnapped. So stay tuned if you want to know how I almost got kidnapped. So don't mind my hair, it just happened really quickly. Let me fix the camera. So yeah, so this happened in 3rd grade. So yeah, I don't know when the date or anything was. So when I lived in my old town I used to live in, my stepbrother at the time, I'm not going to say his name, and if you're watching this, hey. Anyway, so yeah, so my stepbrother, me, and him at the time, I was in 3rd grade, he was in 4th, and my stepsister was in 6th, and me and him would walk together to school because we went to the same elementary school. So the day that this happened, we got into a fight. I was on my bike, and I don't know where he went. We just got into an argument, so he left and I went the other direction. So I was walking up and on the main street of like the town, I guess you can say, and I was walking up the hill, and like, you know, mind my business, like trying to figure out how to ride a bike, like, you know, going to school, trying to act cool for everybody. So I'm walking, and then like, well, I'm not walking, I'm riding, and then my chain pops, so I'm like, oh god. So then I'm like pushing it up, and then this green van like drives, like, okay, so I'm like on the sidewalk going up, and the green van's like going down, you know, like on the street, and it like passed me and it starts slowing down, and I was like, okay, because like I used to watch like a bunch of things about getting kidnapped, so I was like already paranoid about my life. So it just it like slows down, and then there's a light, like, you know, it's like green light, yeah. So it turns around, like goes up to the other street and goes back down, starts going slow, and I'm still walking up the hill, and at the top of the like hill, it's like the 4-way crossing where like the crossing guard person is. So I'm there, and this van just wants to go, and it keeps going slower. And then there was like a curtain. Okay, so it looked like murderer's van, like you would see on the highway, like 12, like, yeah. So it's like going down. I don't really know how to describe it. Okay, so it's like a green van. It has like the door that slide, and the front door like opens like a regular door. And there's the curtain like on the window where the door slides, and on the back, and then on the other side where the door slides. And then you can see like from where the driver's and the passenger seat, there's the curtain behind it. So it was like a little scary. So I was like, is there children in there? Like, what's going on? So I'm going, and it slows down. And then the person mouths through the window, I'm gonna get you. I'm like, oh god. So I'm like running up the hill. The band's like, it's going all these directions. I'm trying to like go to the cross guard, but then the band's like cutting me off. So I'm like, I'm gonna die today. God rest my soul. And then I'm up to the cross guard, and then I run over the cross guard, and in the the cross guard has a stop sign for the car to stop, so that it's holding the stop sign up, and I like run down the street because that's where my school was, and then the cross guard like walks away. He was old, so it was like very slow, and the van just shoots down the street. I'm like, oh my Jesus Lord, the school's like here, I'm here, and the van's behind me. And then we all had to like used to line up in the recess yard with our teacher, and I'm like right there, and I go up, and the van's right there, and it just slowly walks by as I go into like the lot, and my teacher at the time is standing there, so she saw like the van, but she didn't really think anything of it until I told her. So first I went in, and I put like my bike on the bike thingy, and I go over and tell one of my friends, and she's like, oh my god, you should tell the teacher. I was like, no. So then the teacher, I'm like with the teacher, and she was like, so I went over to her and I explained everything happened. She's like, oh my god, are you lying? Blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, this is really happened. Like, am I gonna die? Like, what's gonna go on? So she's like, alright, we'll take care of it. So we went in, and it's like 2nd class maybe, and like the 2nd class of the day. I think it was like math. Yeah, it was math, I remember, because that was the day I learned how to multiply. Okay, anyway, so it was like math class, and where in my school, it was like my teacher's classroom, the gym was across, and it's like this little wall, and then the guidance counselor. So the guidance counselor calls me. I go in there, and she tells me she asks me what happened, and then I tell her what happened, and then she's like, okay, and then she's like, we're gonna have to call your mom, like let her know what's going on. I was like, alrighty. So I go back, and then after lunch, I get called back in there. And this is during recess, so I'm like, can I go outside so I can play? Like, I need to go. Like, we have, like, this whole group. Like, we think we're cool. Anyway, so I'm, like, with the guidance counselor, and she's, like, on the phone, and this cop walks in. I'm like, oh, my Lord. And he's, like, and the guidance counselor's like, tell him everything. So I do, and then I had to get, like, the cop walked me home, literally walked me home, like, in case something happened. And then my, what's it called? My stepdad was there, and well, he wasn't there. Nobody was there. My stepsister, I think she was there. No, nobody was there. Was she there? No. Okay. No. My stepbrother went to his friend's house. My stepsister, I don't know where she was. I was there by myself, so I wasn't there. My mom comes home. She's crying. She's like, "Are you okay, my baby?" She said, and then she's like, "Are you okay?" And then, are you lying? Because if you're lying, you should tell the police now before they have a search warrant go after this van. I'm like, no, I just got, like, dead, and you're, like, asking me if I'm lying? Like, no, like, okay, it might be hard to believe I'm, like, 8 years old telling the story. But, like, no, and then, like, a couple months, like, weeks go by, and they're like, we haven't found the van, and they tell me to describe it, and then all of a sudden, like, the next, like, 3 weeks after they're like, we found the van, and I was like, oh, hi. And then they were like, but it's registered to this blah blah guy. And I was like, okay, like, I don't know what you're saying. And then, so then they said that my mom was like, JJ, they're closing your case. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, well, like, since they don't know who was driving the van at the time, they're, like, closing it. And I was like, okay, so whoever tried to kill me is going to get away. So, bye-bye. Like, I don't really care right now. So, yeah. So that is how I almost died and got kidnapped. Yeah. So, that is how my life happens. And I have a snake wrapped around me right now. So, that just goes to show you, do not walk alone. Because, you could die. And get kidnapped. So, yeah, probably my next video is going to be part 2, 13th birthday haul. I do not know what I'm doing with the snake. It's like, what? Hello? Oh, my little brother. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video for my story time. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so if you guys enjoyed it, stay tuned for next month's story time. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And, yeah, talk to you guys in my next video.